I never thought a pair of muddy work boots would be the thing that changed my mind. My daughter Sarah always had a type. Usually it was guys with pressed shirts and law degrees, guys who looked great on paper but had the personality of a wet paper towel. So when she brought home Marcus, I was ready to hate him. Marcus was a contractor. He showed up in a beat-up Ford F-15, wearing a flannel shirt with the sleeves rolled up, revealing arms covered in grease and old scars. He didn't use big words or talk about his portfolio. He just shook my hand with a grip that felt like a vice and said, "Nice to meet you, sir." I gave him the cold shoulder for 3 hours. During the backyard barbecue, I barely looked at him while I struggled with my ancient rusting grill. The burners were shot, the igniter was dead, and I was getting more frustrated by the second. I was ready to call it quits and just order pizza. But then, Sarah went inside to help her mom, and it was just me and the grease monkey standing there in the heat. The silence was thick, heavy enough to cut with a steak knife. I was waiting for him to say something stupid, something dude bro-like. Instead, he just walked over, knelt down in the dirt in those expensive-looking jeans, and peered into the guts of the grill. "The regulator's clogged," he said simply. Before I could tell him to back off, he pulled a small toolkit from his back pocket. For the next 20 minutes, he didn't say a word. He just worked. He cleaned the valves, adjusted the line, and literally scraped off years of my own neglect. When he finally clicked the igniter, the burners roared to life with a perfect blue flame. I hadn't seen it run like that since the Clinton administration. He stood up, wiped his greasy hands on a rag, and looked me dead in the eye. He didn't brag. He didn't ask for a thank you. He just said, "My dad always told me, if you love a man's daughter, you better make sure her father doesn't go hungry." We spent the rest of the night talking about vintage engines and the good old days of Detroit steel. I realized he wasn't just some guy in a truck. He was the kind of man who shows up when things are broken and stays until they're fixed. Sarah found us an hour later, laughing over a couple of cold ones. She looked confused, but I just flipped a burger and winked at her. Sometimes, the best people don't come with a resume. They just come with a wrench and a hell of a lot of heart.